Excellent. Oh, I have two fur children, a German Shepherd pit bull mix and a Rottweiler pit bull mix, and they love laying on my yoga mat. And no matter how many times I clean it, there's always dog hair on it. By the way, we do have a Discord chat, and the link is in the bio. If you guys have fur babies, we would love to see your fur babies. So you can post them, DM them to us on Twitter or on Instagram, or on our Discord channel. We would absolutely love to see your fur children. All right, so we're gonna work our way to our back here. If you have a ponytail or a top knot, this is a good time to take it down. We're gonna be here for a couple minutes. And what I want you to do is think about tightening your core and rolling your hips, starting from your pelvis up towards the ceiling. And we're gonna take that block and just place it right underneath our lower back, or right on our lower back, and right where our glutes are. And we're just gonna let our hands fall onto our belly here. Walk our shoulder blades underneath and back. Draw our chin, not crushing it, but just letting it sit neutrally here, not extending out, tucking our chin just a little bit. Drawing both of our hands, pressing them into both sides of our pelvis here. Softening our gaze. We're going to take a nice deep breath here. Listening to the sound of our breath as we inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Smiling to yourself. Setting an intention for your practice, maybe for your whole day. Maybe it's to find joy in the little things today. Maybe it's to appreciate maybe you're getting cabin fever but you haven't gotten sick.Maybe it's to appreciate having cabin fever over having an actual fever. Maybe you or someone you love is sick, and you're appreciating that human, very, very human experience. Whatever it is today, just setting that intention for yourself and knowing that everything is as it should be. And just letting go of your cares and your worries for the day. Putting aside your to-do list. Putting aside any frustrations you've been having. You can pick those back up again if you want to after we're done. But for now, just let it all go. Just focus on the sound of your breath. We're going to draw our right knee into our chest and hug it in, wrapping our hands around the shins. Now you can take an active right foot here, where you can point your toe, or you can let it hang if this feels good. But then on an inhale, I want you to draw in a breath of energy, and you can imagine whatever that is for you, whether you believe in a higher power, connection to other things, or whether that's just inhaling to prepare yourself. And on an exhale, we're going to extend our left leg out and draw our heel down. And we want an active foot in our left leg for sure. I like to take yogi toes and active foot in both of them. But you definitely want an active foot, active toes and active foot in your left foot. And you're drawing, on an inhale, you're drawing your right knee in, and on an exhale, you're driving that left heel down towards the ground, relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your jaw, using your breath to deepen and strengthen, and focusing on what feels good. Taking one more breath here. On an exhale, sliding that left heel up, planting that foot flat back on the floor, gently and releasing the right foot. Taking a breath in between, and then on your next breath, we're going to draw that left knee into the chest. Inhale, on an exhale, extend that right leg straight out and driving that heel down into the ground. As you inhale, draw your knee into your chest further. And on an exhale, draw that left heel down. Should definitely be feeling this in the hip flexors right now. You might be feeling it a little bit in your hamstrings. Relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your jaw. Good, and on an exhale, release it all, come back to center. Drawing your right heel in, releasing your left heel towards the ground. Big inhale, we're going to plant the palms here to start. We're going to gently and mindfully and slowly roll our pelvis and our tummy up towards the ceiling and remove our block here. Gently lowering each vertebrae down onto the floor. Big inhale, we're going to draw our knees into our chest. Hug them to our side, or hug them and rock ourselves side to side. Getting a nice little massage here. Inhale, coming back to center, crossing our feet, and we're gonna grab, you can either grab the backs of your thighs, or you can grab the outer edge of your feet here, so like this feels good. Keeping active toes here. We're gonna rock it up, rock and roll on up, massaging our back. Tightening our core as we come up. And release back down, giving ourselves a nice back massage. And this time coming up, and we're gonna work all the way through to tabletop. This is a great time to draw a blanket in if you have one, or a towel. It's really nice to pad your knees. I have very bad knees, so this feels really good to me here. Planting our palms, spreading our fingers like starfish, palms underneath our shoulders, pressing the tops of our feet into the mat. Inhaling, flat back, pressing up and out of the earth. We're not collapsing here. Taking a nice deep breath. And on your next inhale, we're going to drop the belly, rolling up through the earth, arching our back, sending our gaze up, pressing up and out. We're not collapsing down, we're actually pressing up and out, pressing away from the earth. Ears are away from our shoulders. Exhale, we're rounding through the tailbone first, drawing our belly in. We want to imagine that we're trying to draw our belly button in towards our spine, curling our head under so we can look at our belly. Maybe you're finding some nice movement here, rocking side to side. Good. Good. Inhale, dropping the belly, sending the gaze up. Exhale, rounding through the spine, pressing up and out of the earth. Take a few more breaths in cat-cow, getting that nice stretch in the hips, in the back. Exhale, coming back to tabletop. Inhale, we're going to walk our hands back towards our knees. Take a rest here for a moment. I need to fix my hair myself. Lovely. There we go. It was falling in my face and tickling. Plant your palms on your knees, and we're actually going to press and round through our spine, drawing our head down towards our chest. Inhale, drawing our elbows in, arching our back. So we're getting a nice arch here as we do this. Exhale, we're pressing out, dropping our head rounding through our spine. In a seated, almost modified cat-cow, the difference here is we're drawing our elbows in towards our side and we're drawing our shoulder blades together and down. Exhaling, pressing out, rounding. Good, inhale, come to center. Walking our hands back out. Walking our knees as wide as the mat. Pressing the tops of our feet into the earth. Spreading our arms as wide as the mat. Inhaling, and on the exhale, we're going to send our hips down and back, so you can probably feel this in the hip muscles right now. Or in the hip joints. If you have sore shoulders, maybe you're just waking up and you want to relax here, you can drop your elbows as you drop your forehead down and just rest here. If you want to take a more active pose, maybe your shoulders are just really sore, you did a really great workout yesterday, or you want to light a little bit of a fire in them today, pressing up and out and taking a very active pose here. Relaxing the head, just having our arms and our shoulders be active. Good. Inhaling, walking our fingertips, our palms back up. We're going to make our way to a seated position here. Planting our feet, a generous bend in our knees. Rolling our heels back so our feet are active. Pressing our knuckles right behind us. You can straighten your arms or I recommend having a slight bend in them. We're going to rock our knees side to side, getting the blood flowing through our hips. Good, plant those feet. Tuck your tummy in, so engage the core. Sit up nice and tall. And on an exhale, we're going to think about sending our forehead up and over as we wrap our arms around our legs. And then letting our head drop here. You should feel this, especially if you have a tight or sore back. You should definitely feel this in the mid and lower back. You can let your head drop. Our knees are wide here, they're not together. And we're just using our breath. I want you to imagine as you breathe in, you're actually breathing towards whatever areas are a bit tight and sore. In Eastern or in Chinese medicine, one of the ideas is that your sorry, I'm zenning out over here. In Chinese medicine, one of the ideas is that the energy and the blood are connected. You have two things that flow through you: energy and blood. And when you breathe in, you're breathing in quote unquote energy, and you have to think in a way it kind of makes sense. For getting metaphysical, because as we breathe in, that oxygen is getting sent through our lungs and getting sent to the rest of our body. Oh, I am so zen out. This was so good. Good. On the next inhale, slowly come back up. Slowly. If you come up too fast, you'll get a huge head rush. Awesome. We're going to work our way back to plank. We're going to do one vinyasa here. So stepping back to plank, engaging in the core. I want you to imagine that you have a line from the top of your head all the way down to the back of your tailbone, and that your feet are continuing that line. Engaging in the core, exhaling, lowering, hovering, pressing into the tops of your feet. Baby Cobra, we're letting our fingers hover in Baby Cobra here. Exhale, release. Curl the back toes under. We're going to take a big breath of energy, push up into plank, and then send our hips straight up and back to our only downward facing dog of today. Slight bend in the elbows. Oh, we are going to walk those hips out. So inhale, come to center, come to stillness here, straight legs. Exhale, drop that left knee towards the mat and press that right heel towards the back edge of your mat. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, press that right knee towards the mat and draw your left heel towards the back edge of the mat. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend. Make sure you're sending your belly towards your thighs. So when you come to the center, you're really sending your belly towards the back of your thighs. Moving with the breath here. On your next inhale, we're going to bend our knees, and you can either step or hop it up to the front edge of your mat and forward fold. If you're hopping, get a nice generous bend, and you're going to hop almost straight up and press on your arms so we're not crashing down. Exhale, forward fold, bending your knees generously. Walking our fingertips side to side. So we're going to walk our fingertips all the way around so our chest gets a nice twist here. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, walking our fingertips to our right side. Inhale, release, come to center. Exhale, walking our fingers towards our left side. Inhale, come to center. Release all the way down, release your head. Maybe shake your head, no, nod it yes. Inhale, we're going to draw our fingertips and slide them all the way up our legs, stacking each vertebrae above the last here. Tightening our glutes, and then releasing. The last thing to come up should be your neck. Stacking our head over heart over pelvis. If you need to take a moment here to have a drink, straighten yourself out, go ahead. And we're going to work on a little bit of tree pose today. So if the balancing that we're going to do today is a little bit too difficult, that's okay. I recommend you can just stand here and stay in Tadasana, or in Tadasana and mountain pose with your hands extended out. Shoulders are drawn back and down. And we're actually engaging in our core here. So in Tadasana, we're standing nice and tall, so we're actually zipping up through the core. Rolling, you want to imagine that you're rolling your pelvis forward. If this feels really good, you can stay here. We're going to root to rise. So bending our knees, taking our hands, circling them up and over. Hands together, exhale, hands to heart. Go ahead and walk your feet together. Your big toes are together. And take a moment just to look down and make sure that they're aligned here for a second. Zipping back up through the core, exhaling, releasing the arms. On an inhale, you can come up onto your toe here and use this for balance. If you want to start working into tree pose, you can bring your foot to your ankle, calf. Don't draw the foot right on the knee. You don't want to put pressure right there. So if this is good, maybe this is good for me today. This is good. You can stay here. You want to think about opening up the right leg. So I think we're flipped on the camera, but we're using our right leg, and you want to think about opening it up like a book. Or if it feels really good, you can draw that right heel into the left thigh, and I want you to imagine that you're like trying to almost crush something with your feet and your thighs. So you're actually pushing in with both. Extend the toes that are on the floor, web them out. Don't crash down into them, don't claw into the floor. Inhale, hands come up overhead if you want a little bit more to balance here. You can have your hands at heart. You can have your hands behind your back in a prayer, right behind your back, opening up your shoulders if that feels good. What I mean by that is to look. If you want a little bit more, or if you're right here, just stay here. If you want a little bit more from here, you can draw your right hand, right fingertips over your right pinky toe. Take a mudra here with your left hand, so we're making like the OK sign. But what this does is you can actually focus. So when the balancing gets hard, you can actually rubbing your fingers together. It absolutely helps with the balance. Find a focal point. In any balancing, it's really good to have a single focal point in the room or outside. And you can extend that right leg out. Now, maybe this is really difficult. Like for me, this is not, I don't like that today. So I'm gonna go back to here. But you can extend that right leg out and work on that push and pull. One more inhale here. We've been here for a while. Good. Exhale, slowly release back down. Excellent. Very good. Walk your feet out. Root to rise. Slight bend in the knees. Hands up and over. Bring their hands together. Exhale, hands to heart. Come all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands on your shins or on your thighs with a flat back here. Or maybe your fingertips are still on the ground. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bring it all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. And we're going to work our left side now. So if it feels good to stay in Tadasana, you can stay in Tadasana or hands to heart. If you want to start working on balance, you can start with your toes on the mat, on the floor. You can bring your foot to your ankle, to your calf. Draw your heel into your right thigh and press into your right thigh with your left foot. So we've got that. It's a pushing. We're trying to use that pushing motion to support ourselves. We're opening up. We're drawing our hips open through our left thigh, and you should definitely feel this in your hip flexors and all the way around that hip joint. Using your breath to guide you. If your hip feels good to bring your hands down to Tadasana or up over your head, go ahead and do so. And if you wanted to try going a little bit further, you can bring that left index finger and wrap it around your left toe, or you can bring two fingers, create a mudra with your right hand, and extend that left foot out as you extend your right arm out to help balance you. It's a little bit too much for me today, so I'm going to come back to here. I'll see my hips are like, no, don't do that, please. And it's okay to have a bit of wobble. It's okay to lose your balance. Everybody shakes a little bit, no matter how advanced they are. No one is perfectly balanced. So be forgiving to yourself if this isn't perfect or you're struggling with it. One more breath here. I'm sure you're starting to feel it in that right foot. Extend your toes out. Don't claw into the mat. Really extend them. Draw them. In fact, you can draw them up off the mat. On an exhale, we're going to release everything back down very slowly and mindfully. Excellent. Good job. Walk your feet out. Very, very nice. Excellent. All right, we are going to root to rise here. Exhale, bring it forward and down, forward fold. And you can either step, hop, work your way down into tabletop, and from tabletop onto our backs. We're going into Shavasana or corpse pose, so if you want to take your hair out, this is a good time to do so. Letting our legs come flat to the earth, you can either have your left hand over your heart and your right hand on your tummy here, or letting your hands completely release whatever feels good onto the mat, palms up, drawing our shoulder blades underneath and towards each other underneath our back, relaxing our jaw, relaxing the muscles in our face and our shoulders and our belly and our thighs, drawing our chin towards our chest, letting our feet fall towards the sides, and coming back to the sound of our breath. Appreciating the time that you've taken, and I appreciate the time that you've taken here with me today. But make sure you take a moment to appreciate the time you've taken for yourself. This self-care, especially during times of turmoil, is so very important. And it can be really hard to get to be disciplined and to have a schedule when everything's crazy or when you're just stuck at home. But I highly encourage it. Routine will keep you from going completely stir crazy. As you move away from Tadasana today, make sure you do so slowly and mindfully. If you can stay here, I encourage you to do so. Take some time to meditate, to set intentions for yourself, to just enjoy this time of quietness. We're going to inhale and bring our palms together, bring our thumbs to our forehead. Namaste. The teacher in me bows to the teacher in you. Thank you guys so much for sharing your practice with me. Oh, it feels so good. As you do get up today, make sure you do so slowly. You guys are so wonderful. I really, really appreciate all of you. Please like, follow, subscribe to this video and to the channel. We definitely appreciate it. We really, really enjoy offering these classes for you guys, especially during this time when it's so hard to get out, and we really love just the sense of community that we have, and we've met some really awesome people through this, and we really hope that you appreciate it, and we absolutely appreciate you.